Is anybody hearing us? Is anybody hearing us? Is anybody hearing us? Is anybody hearing us? Oh, wow. Is anybody hearing us? Is anybody hearing us? Is anybody hearing us? Is anybody hearing us? Oh, wow. Is anybody hearing us?
Of a Ebonyi State, because it's Tinubu that put him there. Yes, Tinubu single-handedly put this idiot where he is. Now look at his face like Hamatan shit. Hamatan will soon come. Now I believe most of you have seen Hamatan shit in your place when you were in the village, because we do open a defecation on the road. As the Hamatan shit will squeeze face. Look at his face like Hamatan shit, telling Tinubu, urging him to restrict it. And I wonder how he should tell him how to restrict it. There are mad people everywhere. Sorry for that. I just came across it. I said I should let my people know that there is no time that is wasting here. We have to intensify in everything that we are doing while they have carried out media blockade. Because if we were waiting for them to tell our stories, they will never tell our stories. It is our responsibility to tell our stories. So, Holland, are you there? Holland, are you close to your mic? Holland, you thought that a senior citizen would.
Yes. I'm
Oh,
here.
yeah.
I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay, please, first and foremost, please, let Sister Tuto, Sister Tuto have a call to so no will not get off, because no, I can see that no, his network is having a challenge one way or the other. Please, so I beg. Hello, am I out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good. Okay. Thank you very much, and I want to greet everyone, both everyone in the listening station, and I want to appreciate this opportunity to learn my voice, because my voice out here to the world is going a long way to bring safety for me and in abroad, because whatever touches you from home can make
If you are in this space and you have not shared this, sorry. If you are in this space and you have not shared this space, what are you waiting for? I just gave you a serious update now. That is part of what you have been doing. That they are panicking that we are destroying Nigeria. You sharing the space is part of your contribution to destroy this Nigeria. And you have not shared the space. I don't know, every time we keep on saying the same thing over and over and over again. Please, my people, share the space. It is free of charge. Thank you. Hold on. Go ahead, please.
all right. Thank you very much, Tuto. I've just taken it as a point of duty before I will even come to the space to listen. I will first and foremost share it, and
Hold on. Are you there? We can't hear you.
first thing,
We can't hear you. Hold on.
okay, I'm here. Can you hear me now? Am I
Yeah, go
off?
ahead, please.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
please, I I want us to dim it, please. Let's try to share the space. While that one is going on, our voice that is going far is bringing us safety one way or the other, because the safety we are talking about is affecting our oppressors. The safety we are here preaching every day is hitting hard.
Hola, we can anybody else hear him? Maybe it's from my
And
Hola.
it should be, yes, sir. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? I'm here.
Yeah, we can hear you again. Go ahead.
Okay. So please, and this should be an avenue for us to do so. Why I take one of the 4 point of a point of discussion from this topic we have here, we are asking to investigation, and we have make it easy for them. Number 1 point of investigation has landed on their table. Our testimony has landed on their table. Let the investigation start from there. Number 2 point is that no, we are not hidden. We are not fighting and hiding. We are on the space here, and everything we are talking about can be investigated. We are not doing a propaganda work here. We are not propagandists. We are here with evidences saying what we are passing through. This should be a point of duty of investigation for United States. And as a
Hola, we can't hear you again.
that is where
Is everything
hello, someone's mic is up. I don't think. Can I be here by everyone now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Because I've been announcing purpose. I can't get this. I can't refresh the space. If it goes down, no problem.
Okay, throw it to me, again, please. We can't afford to go offline. It's not possible, because the reason is that what we are really doing here is going far. It's going far. Whether we like it or not, it doesn't matter our number here. It's going far. There are people that are going to listen to this, investigate what we are doing, and definitely know our voice is going across the globe. While we are doing that, please, the investigation department of the state, the truth can prevail against all iotals of propaganda and lies that the Nigerian terrorist state has pushed out to the world. And it's all very, very obvious that even when they thought that no truth can be hidden, lie has found its way to prevail. It is not Biafran that went to Canada. There is no way you can hide a leopard with this color. It will always, always, always come to be. They keep exposing themselves, and if the due diligence can be carried out by Canada, as big as they are, and their courts can recognize them as a terrorist state, means a lot. It should mean a lot to the United States. It should mean a lot to any nation of this world that our voices are spreading to. It should go as a concern to them. And may I just seize this opportunity, not out of fear, the United Arab Emirates that has posted the name listed of the so-called terrorists of Nigerians that are in power and in position, both in past and in present, that failed, Nigerian state failed to publish themselves out. It's not going to be hard for you to proscribe Nigeria as well from there as a terrorist state. I would put it straight again to Kenya. And now you have realized that what it is, why don't you prescribe Nigeria as a terrorist? It is you of the good act. That is you that will be right and that will be right. For humanity to live.
Okay, Socrates, can you hear him? I don't know what is wrong with him. Maybe he's having challenges with his internet. Hold on, please hold on. Let Emeka go while you sort yourself out. Yeah.
Okay. Hello? I think he has to do something about his picture. The guy has to go out first and let there be stability here before he comes back. Because he is the one actually causing the obstruction to the network. I think he have to drop first. Can you tell him to drop first? Or is it coming from you that he's complaining? Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Okay, all right, because it seems to be somebody somewhere, maybe not Holland, but there is somebody whose speaker is on and it's disturbing everybody. Or the Holland should. Topic is quite interesting. I've read a bit about what happened. I think it's more like a proposal. I don't think it's an approval to supply the arms. Anyway, we must take note at this time and start acting before it gets worse. I'll start by going back to the understanding what terrorism is all about. And let's define it again so that it will become clear, because the military equipment that the US is said to be considering to supply to Nigeria is meant to be used in combating terrorism. So it's for combating terrorism. So, and when they said that, we will now need to understand what they are looking at. Who do they think the terrorists are? And what do they think the position of Nigeria as a country, or the government of Nigeria, the current regime, what their position is with respect to terrorists and terrorism, because that is what matters. What do they think? What do they understand by terrorism on their own part? And what do they think the position of the Nigerian government, of Nigeria as a state, and then the current Nigerian government is with respect to terrorists and terrorism? Now, terrorism, again, is the use of force and intimidation, violence, largely against individuals in order to achieve either an ideological goal or a political goal, okay? The use of violence or intimidation of individuals, civil society, civilians generally, to push forward and advance and achieve either an ideological goal or a political goal. Okay, so when you're talking about ideological goal, it could include your beliefs in your culture. It could include your religious beliefs. It could also include your belief in the kind of civilization or any kind of thing related to societal behaviors and attitudes. But then a political goal, of course, we know politics is about the sharing of power and all that. So that's where it comes into. So it's not always about politics. Ideological goals could also be there. If somebody believes, for instance, that the whole world is still in the age of migration, Whereas we know the whole world is not still in the age of migration has long gone, because we know there was Tin Age, there was Iron Age, there were all kinds of ages through which the world has passed. And then there was an age of migration, which when people started moving from locations to occupy certain territories, and that brought about the current state of things where you have particular people in particular locations. You know, Europe is occupied by some people. Even when you go within Europe, there are some people, Europeans of a kind like the Scandinavians, they are in a particular area. Even if you go to the Americans, you find also how they migrated those from the Britain and all that to that place. You saw the people they met there, including the Mexicans whom they pushed out of Texas and all that. So people, when you go to Asia, you find some particular kind of people, the Indians, the Pakistanis, the Suriname, and all those kind of people, they have some kind of look and they are there. Then you go to the other side of Asia where you have China, some kind of people. So there had been migration that led to certain people being in certain area. When you go to the Arabian area, the Middle East, you still see them having some kind of look, some commonality among them. But if somebody now still has that belief that we are still in the age of migration, that is his ideology. And if the person wants to drive that home by violence, by intimidation, that is terrorism. So on that note, I now want to go into this. What the US, if they will ever do that, like giving Nigeria arms to go after terrorists, do they really understand what Nigeria's idea and belief about terrorism is? What do they think is Nigeria's definition of terrorism? Is Nigeria's definition of terrorism correct or wrong? Is it skewed? Because they might not know Nigeria, the meaning of terrorism to the Nigerian state and to the Nigerian government. Nigeria's idea of terrorism, their belief, they draw it from terror. And terror is like awe or fear or some kind of thing. Generally, when in an ordinary sense of looking at the word terror, is like instilling fear, instilling awe, so that the person is more like intimidated, that kind of thing. So whatever Nigeria makes Nigerians to be afraid or makes them to fear is terror. And from there, anybody or anything which, when they think about it, it frightens them, it makes them to fear, becomes a terrorist kind of thing. And if they think that somebody is asking for something which they are afraid of, the person is a terrorist. The person might not be violent. The person might not be using any arms or any intimidation, but that idea, the fear of that thing, and it strikes terror into them when they are afraid of that, that makes it terrorism. That comes to what Biafra is to the Nigerian. The creation of Biafra, that Biafra should have a state of their own, strikes fear in the Nigerians. It makes them feel unsafe because they don't have self-belief. They don't have any self-esteem. They are even shameless about it. They believe that to survive on earth, they need oil to survive. Without the resources of Biafra, they cannot survive. So it strikes fear in them. Consequently, the mention of Biafra is terror to them, and anybody talking about Biafra is a terrorist. The person is terrorizing them. Once you mention Biafra, you are terrorizing a Nigerian. This is the truth. Consequently, Biafra, the fact that we are looking for Biafra, even if you beg them through prayers, you carry the Bible, carry the Quran, and kneel down and beg them, that idea that they feel that this is going to make them lose something, that fear they have, that awe in them that it means we are all going to die because there will be no oil there, it makes you a terrorist. This, I'm telling you, everybody in the world, whether America, UK, or anywhere, Canada, this is Nigeria's belief of terrorism. It's not about violence. They know we are not violent. They have been one killing us everywhere. They've been killing. The other day, I listed up to 40-something times they've been killing. We've never done it once. But the fact is, they fear that they will not be part of the oil. They will not be able to enjoy the gas. That strikes fear in them. That strikes awe in them. That strikes terror in them. That is terror to them. Consequently, Biafra becomes terror to them. Now, if US is now thinking of going to give Nigeria arms to go and fight terrorists, you are giving them arms to fight Biafra because that is the only thing they know to be terrorists to them. Because he strikes fear in them. This is very simple. If you don't believe the way I have gone about it, let me give you examples. When a Nigerian looks at a people who come in and kill 200 and take over their land, they go to another place, kill 50, take over their land, they go somewhere else, massacre and bring out babies and take over the land and rule and take taxes from those people. And Nigeria says those people are business people, that they are better than Biafra. Then you can see. Meanwhile, Biafra has no arms, is not fighting them, but is begging them, just please come and put ballot boxes at our marketplaces and let us vote. And that is terror. But killing them and having mass burials is not terror. So you see, if you go and give Nigeria guns, you are giving them to fight whom they know as terror, or what they know as terror and whom they know as terrorists. And the person they know as terrorists is the person that is begging them for freedom. So we cannot really separate the US government from Trump himself, because whatever happens is under Trump's government. So for those mentioning him, it's okay, because what stuff on his table. Whatever he needs to do, or anybody needs to do to make people understand, they have to understand that Nigeria's definition and idea of terror is different from theirs. Nigeria condones those people whom they, the US, UK, Canada, and all everywhere understand to be terrorists. Those people are businessmen to Nigeria, because Nigeria itself is terrorist Republic of Nigeria. So terrorism is normal with them. It's part of their lives. They are already terrorists on us, because they have been holding us hostage for 50-something or 60-something years now against our will. And they are killing every day and taking over our place, holding us without any kind of constitution or agreement between us and them. They have a constitution that is not of a social contract nature, but is just of martial law. That is terrorism on its own. And when we talk, they want to kill us, or they actually go about killing, like you've been seeing what they're doing even today in Okibu. So if you are giving Nigeria guns, you are giving them guns to go and fight against those seeking for freedom, against those seeking for the implementation of the United Nations Charter and all, and of course, the Montevideo Convention criteria. That is whom you are giving them guns to go and fight, because that is what terror is to them. Those are the people they regard as terrorists. The Boko Haram that is taking over their states in the north, they are not caring about that. That is not terrorism. They have not declared the Fulani herdsmen terrorists again, because they say those ones are just wearing cows. But we know those ones are military groups of the Boko Haram and this one. They don't call those terrorists. So United States have to beware of this, and know that if you give Nigeria guns, if you give them bombs, they are going to bomb the indigenous people. They are going to bomb those who are asking for freedom. They are going to bomb those who want to free themselves from terrorists, because they are the ones bringing terrorists in. Now, look at these bandits they call bandits. The bandits are actually the military arm for that, another arm of the military for Boko Haram implementing what they want. That is what the military is doing. That is what what they call them, the bandits are. They are just another advanced level, brutal group for Boko Haram to implement what they want to do. Meilafia, the man they later killed, said so. So what they do is they are systematically taking out people, the same sort of methods that they used in Turkey and everywhere in those Arabian countries to take over the land. That's what they're implementing there. Go kill and drive the people away and take over their land. And they pretend that this has no political agenda, that it has no agenda of creating a state that is Islamic and completely taking over. They pretend about that. But at least US has their envoys in Lagos here, and they have them in Abuja. What have they told the US government? Are they telling them what these people are doing? So if they feel that it is nice to arm people against these people, and Nigeria has not called them terrorists, so Nigeria will never fight against these people because Nigeria don't see these people as terrorists. But these are the people who are killing, whether you call them Christians, whether you identify them as indigenous people. So that is another way to look at it. Now, we have seen so many times, and we have said it, Nigeria state sold out the country for their agenda to be able to implement, to have here an Islamic state completely in Nigeria. It is coming from the Arabic world. They want to bring Arabic civilization. It is not just an internal problem, and I want the United States to understand that. It is a global problem of trying to take over this whole world, including the US itself. The Nigeria case is advanced because they want to have a powerful country in Africa, which they regard as the most powerful. They consider it to be their home. So that is why the government, which Buhari, who is this sort of illiterate, uneducated person, and you know how one educated person drives their own beliefs so hard, without reason, without common sense. That was why he told them he was going to give them Nigeria and brought them in to conduct the election. The election which brought him in was a brutal one, and he brought them in. And they gave them a promise. It is a pact, a clean pact made that they should take over the country completely. Immediately he came in, they started loading them in trailers, in hundreds of trailers I kept seeing from 2015. And even today, if I make any trip, I will still see trailers coming down south. They want to take over the place. So this is what is happening. And now these are the people who are killing everybody. Now, when they go out to sack villages, to kill hundreds, sometimes these indigenous people regroup and pursue them. We have seen so many cases, the US and their envoys in Lagos and Abuja should confirm, where the indigenous people reorganized and pursued these people to return the attack. At the point the indigenous people would be going to capture them, helicopters by Nigerian military will go there and bomb the individual people. It has happened again and again and again, and they say it's a mistake. Are you believing, is US believing that those bombings are by mistake? How many bombings are you going to do mistakenly? You saw somebody pursuing, and you know the person, you know they have equipment, they have the bicycles or motorcycles, they have even armored cars they are using, and you saw that the villagers were regrouping. You go and bomb the villagers, they bomb the indigenous people against them. So that is what you are going to be doing with the arms you are giving to Nigeria. They are going to be used to bomb the indigenous people. So if US is equipping Nigeria, that is what you are equipping. You are equipping them to go and bomb the indigenous people. We have had so many cases where we have seen them dropping food, dropping ammunition, dropping all sorts of support to these people in the forest. US envoys in Lagos know it. Those in Abuja know it. They have been seeing it. So are they saying they don't know what Nigeria is going to do with these arms again when they supply to them? That's why somehow it looks like hypocrisy, because we know exactly what they know. The US knows I'm telling you, there was a time when one of my cousins was going somewhere, and along the road, their vehicle was captured by some of these people, and they took them into the forest. In that forest, some white people rescued them in the thick Nigerian forest. White people, and those people came and they were saying it was a God that delivered them, that those people were angels. I told them there are no angels. We know that they are foreigners that monitor Nigerian forests. We know, they know. You know, I know. You are here. So how can somebody now be still pretending he doesn't know that Nigeria is going to use this equipment against the indigenous people? So what have the envoys been saying? Okay, now let's go a little bit further. Recently, the U.S. Assembly and all that they called some people and they were considering Nigeria, or whether they have actually done it, putting Nigeria in the countries of particular concern. So what was kind of particular concern was that? Was it particular religious concern, or particular concern with respect to individuals, or was it with particular concern with respect to administration or a particular regime, or was it with particular concern to the country and the status as a whole? So if you have a country that you have already penciled down, either to study it or to actually put it in as a country of particular concern, why would you be supplying equipment to that country? Dangerous. Was it just because of Christianity or what? If they were of a particular concern, is the government itself of that country not of particular concern? Is it the individuals that are of particular concern? Are you considering just, or maybe there's a humanitarian crisis? Or is it that the government itself is of particular concern? And when you say that Nigeria is a failed state, that Nigeria is looking like a failed state, I would have thought that you are saying that that particular concern has to do with the fact that Nigeria itself is like a failed state, and that the government is not capable of performing its duties. So how can you now supply equipment to a country that you have listed that to be of particular concern administratively? That is a question mark again. All of this is pointing to one thing. The Nigerian state as a state has taken a decision to change the demography of this very country, to change the constitution in terms of ethnic groups, in terms of nationalities, in terms of the cultures and religions of the people. There is a very strong drive by government to change this place completely into an Arabic civilization, into a Muslim nation, into a world that is back in the medieval. It has gone so far that the military is taking over, so to it, right from the coming in of Buhari, to the extent that the traditional rulers and leaders in so many of the lands, all over the lands, are being used to acquire lands, to relocate these people from wherever, as if it's not as if they didn't have where they were staying. For God's sake, weren't these people somewhere? Are they dropping from the moon? They had a place where they were staying. So what is the drive now? What is the purpose of the drive to come and relocate them and change the demography, change the patrimony, change the identity, change the formation of the peoples of the land? What is the interest? It is from the Arabic world, where they are sponsored and heavily paid to achieve this. And the government is an Arabic government, bringing in Arabic civilization, Arabic religion, and Arabic culture to pollute and take over the lands of the people. That is the very government, not only government by regime, but government as a nation, as a country that it is, to change everything about it and reconstitute itself to another kind of state with a different identity. That is what Nigeria is doing. The man, one of the terrorists called Brgie, somebody from his area in the southwest, who had met him and spoken to him, was speaking already the other day. And the driver asked him to lower the volume. But I was still hearing because I don't like hearing them. But on that occasion, when he started talking, I said, driver, I don't want to hear. So I just stayed back, sitting. He still lowered it. He liked politics. And I don't like to hear about Nigeria, but I was still hearing him. The man was saying that he knew the Brgie very well. He had spoken to him and that in fact the whole of all those locations where they said Brgie was, there was no forest there. I've forgotten the day because I hate to hear about Nigeria. He said there was no forest, so nobody would say that Brgie was hiding in any forest, because the idiot called Christopher Musa was saying all these terrorists, Brgie is a working there for what, working cops or whatever. And the man was saying that it was all a farce, that they knew where the man was, that there was no forest anywhere. There could be no forest anywhere to see the man. That all of them know, and the man walks free there. So that shows you again, the man from their place is telling you that the government knows about it, the military know everything, and that they are the ones giving them arms. So they are covering them. So these are the people. The United States is giving arms. Is the United States or are their envoys in Abuja and Lagos saying they don't know this? They know. These people are covering them. They have an agenda. They speak a different thing in the public, but in their heart, they know what they are doing, and I know what they are doing. In the Northeast, a rep, I think Sonny played that one a few days ago, I've had it on their radio. A rep said that they equip them, that the people have more arms, the people have ammunition-loaded drones, fighting, more sophisticated than that of Nigeria.
My brother, please make your inbox.
Inbox, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So now, okay, so now when you look at that, you could see that they know themselves. Okay, all right. So thank you. So, all right. So now you could see that they themselves, he said there on the radio, that they are using heavy arms equipped by Nigeria to fight from the Northeast themselves, from the Borno and all those areas. So again, from the Northeast, it's still the same. Those who's whether they are pretending or they are saying the truth, they say they know what these people are doing. And they are also saying the same thing, that the people are equipped, heavily equipped by Nigeria and by whoever is sponsoring them to take over their land. So again, are we saying we do not know? Is anybody saying he doesn't know? It's been coming from there. It came from Melafia. It came from Northeast. Melafia is not central. It came from Northeast, from the man I spoke about regarding Brgie, from the one regarding Boko Haram and how they are bombing, how they are equipped with the drones. From the Northwest, the man that said he knows Brgie. So all over that place, they know them. They are equipping them. And we know that very, very well. So now, the Fulani terrorists themselves, they said that their cows do not beget guns. They said their cows cannot put to birth, and what comes out of their womb is guns, that the guns are given to them by Nigeria. We have had that now. They said the guns are given to them by Nigerian government. So, and everybody knows they are equipped by the Nigerian government to fight this war of changing the whole game.
My brother,
So,
while we are enjoying your lectures, unfortunately, we have to stop because the information minister is sleeping now.
Because Honorable Minister of Information is live for.
I'm so,
okay.
so sorry.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let me just round up by saying that, look, giving Nigeria guns is giving them guns. They know they are organizing this. They have a purpose for it. So if you are giving them guns, They are going to use it for their own agenda, for their own purposes, which is to fight those ones who they consider as terrorists, whom you do not consider as terrorists. That is the UK, US, and everybody. Because nobody has tagged IPOB or Biafra Republic government in exile as terrorists. But Nigeria has been tagged as terrorists. Even Nigeria's court has condemned them as terrorists. When the High Court or the appeal court ruled that their abducting of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya was against the law, and it was a terrorist act. So they actually labeled Nigeria a terrorist state. So you cannot arm a terrorist state to go and fight against people whom they do not regard as terrorists, because they will be fighting those they regard as terrorists, and those that they regard as terrorists are those who are asking for something that that they consider fearful to them. That is the independence of those people, which is Biafra. So whatever you give to them, they will never use it for your own purpose. They will use it to fight against their own definition of terrorism, which is freedom. That is what they are going to use it to do. They will fight and bomb indigenous people fighting terrorists. They will fight against those people who are looking for freedom, who want just a referendum, a voting for people to decide where to be. So I will just end there, but take a cue from Canada that has used the definition of terrorist and terrorism to label APC and the PDP as terrorist organizations, because actually that is what they are. During their elections, they intimidated people to drive a political agenda. They fought, they snap ballot boxes. That is pure classical terrorism. And Canada has defined it. So I expect US and every other country to understand terrorism by what it is and not by what any country, much more Nigeria terrorist state, calls terrorism. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. I was really enjoying your lectures, but what can we do? We have to join our information minister, who is already live in space. Thank you so much, Biafrans. Thank you for your contributions. I believe that the world have heard our cry that we don't want any armed deal with Nigeria and the US, because they are going to use it to kill Biafrans. It's rather unfortunate that we just have to cut it and end it here. Thank you so much. God bless you. So let us just move like this and join our information minister. See you all there. Thank you. Thank you so much.